The mini diggles.
Yeah.
The diglets. Like that one. I don't know. We are here. We're pretty fortunate, and I would just say, start where you are. You know, just be who you are, where you are. You know, be the most authentic version of yourself. I can't add what. You know, I grew up in Detroit. You know, and it was tough where I was, but it was just a situation where you just kind of decide that in this place, in this time, I'll be the best me I can be. And it took me someplace else. And I would say to anybody who wants to do anything, start where you are. There's a school where you are. There's an acting class where you are. There's a photography class where you are. You don't have to run off away yet. Learn what you can, help somebody when you can, where you are. And be true to yourself. That'd be what I would tell them to do this.
I would say to the people that aspire to be like Oliver, first and foremost, it goes without saying, avoid murder. Having said that, if you're going to look at Oliver, one of the things that I like about him is I enjoy his faults. So if you're going to aspire to his resolve and you know, his drive and his loyalty and the way that he loves the people in his life, you should also look at the way that his stubborn nature and the way that his tunnel vision has negatively impacted him. You should look at him the whole way. You should admire his strengths, but also don't look past his faults, because I think that will help you take a clearer look at yourself. Right.
All right, we'll send it back over to this side here.
Hi, I'm Renee, and I have a question for Emily. Will we be seeing Felicity, Kate, and James come face to face anytime soon?
Well, Kaden and Felicity mostly interact via a screen. So I hope so. As an actor, I've asked for it. I think we build to it. I think there's no way to get around that. I also think it would be extremely, extremely fun.
All right, we'll send it back over to the side.
Hi, I'm Aurora. First of all, I want to say, Emily, you look really pretty tonight. I mean, you always look pretty, but especially pretty tonight. Yeah, okay. So my question is, so Ophi, Ophelia, is
I know
my
her.
favorite.
I know her. Yeah, she's mine.
My favorite member of the Arrow cast.
Oh, me too.
So who does she love more, David or Steven?
She loves David. She runs across the set. Like she ran into the screen door of his trailer was closed, but Ophi didn't know. Booked it up the stairs and bounced back off, and then stood there and just waited to be let in. And I heard this bang.
I laughed so hard.
I didn't know where she was. She was just like, roaming around having a good time. And all I hear is this bang, and I was like, oh my god, that was my dog. Oh no. And all I hear is echo David. Huh? What was that? I just saw fur. Somebody just happened. And I was like, where's my dog? So that's a true story.
It's a true story.
She's so embarrassed.
Ophelia loves me.
First of all, she does love Steven.
She doesn't dislike me.
No.
I don't know that she loves me, though.
Yeah. She's you gotta work for her love. Like, she's not like a dog who's like, I love you. She like, you gotta work for it. You gotta work for it.
She's more like a cat.
She's a person. This dog is a person. Case in point.
Earn it.
Yeah. I should have brought her.
All right, thank you. Over to the side.
Hi, my name is Sammy from Brooklyn. Happy birthday, David.
Sammy.
Scorpio season. I have two questions. For Steven, are we ever going to find out how Oliver got custody of William legally? And for Emily, I'd like to ask, because we've heard Steven tell the story about meeting you for the first time and how you did your thing, and he thought you were fantastic. But we've never heard your version of that first meeting first filming story. So I think we'll like to hear that too.
The William question first. William's grandparents are they're not the great unknown, but there's always a gap in time. So we've alluded to the fact that Samantha Watson has alluded to the fact that we claim that William's mother, Samantha, died in a car crash under suspicious circumstances. We haven't gone over her parents or how Oliver came to have custody of her. And that would be a very, very interesting story to go through. And I don't think that we can, I think that the longer that we go with William, he's his son, we're gonna keep going with him. They're not dating. That's going to be something that we will have to explore, and I'm pretty good about that. When I feel like there's an elephant in the room in terms of story not being told, there's been a big part of, I can't reveal it, but there's been a big part that sort of existed for me in episode 10, 11, and we're filming 12 right now, we're finishing up 11. And I addressed that with the writers. I'm like, okay, this has gone past the point of being an elephant in the room. This is something that I feel like we need to expand upon, and we normally do. So I think that we'll get to that eventually.
That's right. Okay, so it was August 8th. I walked in. Lights were shining. We were like a block and a half away from my house, and I had to go like 4 blocks away to go for, hair and makeup and whatnot. And then I rolled up, and Steven was in one of the rooms with like a bunch of his best buddies now that I know. But I like walked in and was just sort of like, hi, I'm like here for the day. You won't remember me, bye. And he was like just so nice and charming, and I was like, stop talking to me, I just want to do my work. Because I was so nervous. I was so nervous, and I was like ready to play, and you were just so kind, and you're like, sit, have a coffee, do all this, and I was like, I can't eat, I can't drink, I just need to do my lines. And I was like, I need to act. And so I was just like tunnel vision. And then I walked out of there, and I called Fanta, I called my best friend, she's like, how was it? And I was like, don't remember anything that happened. She was like, Kay, do you wanna go get a drink? And I was like, yeah. And then I honestly never thought I'd be back. I left that day, I called my team, and I was like, yeah, it went really well, gonna go back to the dog shop, do a couple hours at work, and then, took the dog on the run, went for a drink of Fanta, and woke up a couple days later, and they asked me to come back for episode 5, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to quit my job. And then my boss at the dog shop was like, you have to quit, I'm not gonna fire you. I tried to keep it for the whole first season, she's like, you have to quit. She's like, you don't show up here anymore, you have to quit. So, thank you. Yeah, and it was really nice meeting you.
I'm sorry that I kept talking.
Oh, yeah, me too.
All right, over to the side.